Hi, I'm going to do a reading of a blog piece that I wrote. It's called The Rise of the Feminine in the Bedroom Culture of the World. I'm going to go through and read different excerpts of my piece and expand on them a little bit. I hope this is inspiring and fun to receive and helpful and supportive in some way. Let's begin. The world's general bedroom culture of today is a conditioned product over thousands of years, which greatly contributes to the degeneration of love and relationship between couples. Because it ultimately leaves the relationship unfulfilled and at least one person, if not both, feeling resentful and disappointed. Without the communication skills to navigate this somewhat delicate topic, couples find themselves at the end of their rope and let go. Or they stay together in a love of despondency, oftentimes seeking elsewhere for their needs to be met. Men have been conditioned to think of women as objects of desire, personal property to possess and control, and to do as they please for their pleasure with little regard to being concerned with her needs and wants. Women have been conditioned over time to simply take it in silence and be the receptacle of his release. She has been taught that her needs and desires are not important, let alone even acknowledge that they exist. She gives him what he wants when he wants it, and is simply there to give to him without regard to her own needs. And while this description here doesn't necessarily reflect the current cultural trends that are brimming with progression from this, and while this description here doesn't necessarily reflect the current cultural trends that are brimming with progression from this dire state of affairs, thankfully, this underlying core conditioning is very much still operating in one way or another between many relationships happening in the world today, and we are all witnessing the deconstruction of relationships it is responsible for. So these are very generalized statements, and they definitely do apply to how a lot of people are experiencing relationships and themselves in relationship. And like I mentioned, it's not like to this extreme in the modern world on a large scale anymore. I mean, the collective, I would say, for the most part, especially the Western world, has really progressed beyond that into recognizing that women have value, and that our needs and wants are important, and men have recognized that they want to know what our wants and needs are, and that they, men and women across the board, I think, are clear that they want a more harmonious, enjoyable, sustainable relationship. We're in process of figuring out what that looks like. So yeah, I mean, as far as relationship goes, we're really young in our collective experience with romantic relationship. I mean, for thousands of years, marriage was an arrangement. It was an alliance between families for resources and bloodlines and money and gains of different kinds, status. It was not about romantic love up until just a few hundred years ago. And it's really interesting to learn about that point in time when there started to be that shift of people going against the grain and not continuing to marry out of these agreements, but actually starting to marry for love. And I posted an article in my blog to describe this history more in depth. And people at that time of transition, going from one way of relationships that people were used to for a long, long time, into moving into romantic love as the foundation of their relationship, their marriage, those people went through a lot of cultural shame and rejection. I mean, people were literally cast out of their families for choosing to marry somebody that they were in love with over someone that was just going to provide these supportive elements to the family. So if you're interested in that, go to this blog piece on my website, goddessmodern.com, and you can check out that article if you're wanting to know more about that. From what I can see, the main topics that are needing to be strengthened between couples to help them transform out of this old operating system are communication, and the woman owning her role as guide for her man, and bringing a sense of play and curiosity and creativity into the bedroom. And it's also about men humbly bringing themselves to a place of openness and curiosity and a desire to learn, offering themselves up to be guided, to be taught. All right, so communication. It sounds so easy, yet why is it that it's the hardest thing for people to do? Why is it that everyone can have sex, yet many people are so afraid to talk about it? Here's an example of a dynamic that I've seen repeatedly come up in my working with clients and my coaching work. This is general, something along the lines of, woman has shut her man down to physical intimacy and has told him that she's no longer interested in sex. Man is scrambling and confused. What can he do? What can he say? She won't give him a chance. She's done. Little does he know that this has been a process building in his woman for years. She is growing in her own personal strength, and out of respect for herself, she can no longer give herself to receiving her man because he is not considerate of her needs and wants. And she will not tolerate just being his receptacle anymore. She has tried to tell him, tried to teach him, but he won't listen or try anything new. His ego's too attached to thinking that he knows all there is to know about how to please his woman. Maybe he gets defensive. Maybe her communications aren't clear, which I'm positive that that's a big piece. We'll talk about that shortly. He feels defeated and rejected. She feels disappointed and uninspired. They're both hurt, disempowered, and unsatisfied. She gives up. It's easier just to say that she's not interested and turn her sexual energy off, as by that time, it's probably already a dried up well. She is aware on some level that in order to replenish, she must detach from physical intimacy with him for some time, maybe even years. I've seen many clients in marriages of no sex, some up to 14 years or more of no sex. You guys, that's happening a lot out there. I mean, just take that in, like what that must be like for these couples to be so disconnected for so long, to not have that experience of that physical expression of love for so long. I mean, yeah, I just really feel for the couples going through that, for what that must be like. Women, there is a calling for you to step forward and embody your goddess, your sexual priestess, loving teacher, and compassionate guide. The men have been repressed too. They have forgotten the art of courting, sensuality, erotic play, and pleasure. They look to porn for the education on how to be with a woman, and we know how misleading that has been. And they want more than anything to rock your world and be all that you need them to be. Men want this more than anything. It's been made crystal clear to me that at the core of their hearts, what they desire more than anything is to please her and to make her feel like he's just the fucking king of her world, especially in the bedroom. So anything that he can do to serve her and make her happy, because her happiness is it's like a nourishing nectar to his soul, his heart and soul. It just feeds him. And when she acknowledges that happiness that comes from the ways that he gives to her, that just confirms to him that he's a good man, and it gives him so much. So it really gives so much to both of them when the man is clear on how his woman wants to be loved, how she wants to be served, when he's clear on what it takes to make her happy, and when he can accomplish that and receive the radiant feedback that she's able to give him, that gratitude, that feeling that she can give him, like, oh my God, you're the best, you got me. Oh, that just fills his heart and soul with so much joy. Know that that's true. Know that that's true. If that's not happening, it's not because he doesn't want it. There's something going on there. He doesn't know how to do it. There's something going on. So just know that at the core, this is what I believe, that at the core, that's truly what he desires. Men's bodies are very different than ours, ladies. They need to be shown. They need to hear what women want and need. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it move and sound like? Remember the game when we were kids? Show and tell? Let them see you touch yourself in the ways you like to be touched. Let them show you how they like to touch themselves as well. Make it fun, be playful. It's okay to laugh and be silly, be creative. What would be really fun to include in your show and tell? A silver platter of fruits, chocolates, sex toys, flowers, petals, oils to anoint and adorn your beloved's genitals. Women, bring your voices to the table, to the bed, to be exact. Lovingly, compassionately, playfully, with a warm invitation, tell your partner how to love you. Be bold, be brave. Give a voice to your pussy and give your man a chance to take care of you and devour you. Give him a chance to show you that you can let go and surrender into him and soften so you can receive him fully. Be honest. What does and does not work for you? Be patient, be patient, be patient. He may default into what he's used to doing from the past, what he thinks works. Be compassionate and gentle. He wants to serve you. Yes, he does. So much. And if you are certain that this is not the case, then that's a whole other topic to address before approaching this one. Men, listen. Really, presently, truly listen. Slow down. Take your time. There's nothing to rush when it comes to serving your woman. It's not about making her come as soon as possible. Take your time. Enjoy the journey. Give her time to enjoy the journey and relax into it. Give her an experience rather than a moment of pleasure. Don't focus on the goal, focus on the journey. Listen to her words, her cues, her body language. Let go of what you think you know. And let your woman be your teacher to her body. Ask questions. If you're not sure, just ask. If you find yourself in a moment, you're like going down on her and you're looking up and you're just not reading it right. You're not sure. You're starting to feel insecure, anxious. Just pause and just pet her and just check in and ask questions. You know, does it feel good does this feel good how I'm doing this to you right now? Do you like this? Is there anything that you'd want done differently? Yeah, it's okay to do that. In fact, she'll love you even more for doing that. Along the way, vocalize your love for her body, and tell her that she is your queen and you are her king, here to fuck her and love her and pleasure her in all the ways she desires and needs. Take your time. Listen. Take your time. Listen. Take your time and listen. Let her guide you. Encourage her to show you. Every woman's body is different. Every woman likes her own flavor of touch and affections. Let her show you what her preferences are. A main piece here. Outside of the realm of sexual connection. Make time for physical intimacy that is not directly sexual. This is very important. Very important. Men, tune in. Tune into this piece right here. For her, this is extremely important. Make time outside of sex to massage her, hold her, gently caress her face, play with her hair, kiss her all over her body. While this may not be a sexual experience for you, believe me, it will fill her well so that when time for sex does come, she has a full cup to share with you and it will be juicy and overflowing. This shows her that you are really here to love and support her and that you want to share physical intimacy even outside of sex, which gives her more security that she can fully give herself to you. So that she can soften and receive your love completely in all of its forms. The more she trusts you, the more she feels she can open to you and let you in, the deeper you will be able to go with her and the juicier the sex you will have, leading your partnership to a place of solid fulfillment, trust, and love between you. Bring a sense of play, creativity, and curiosity to your lovemaking. Dance for each other, or do whatever kind of physical movement that feels fun to share with your partner for creative visual stimulation. I love when my man does push-ups. I just love to see his hot, healthy body just all engaged and working it. And he does push-ups over me while I'm lying on the floor, and I can just watch his beautiful body up and down, that works for me. so figure out some different things, like what works for you, and play with it. Read poetry together, sing a song, offer a blessing, play naked twister, whatever you can think of to bring some more flavor to your sex. There's more to sex than just physical touching. there's a whole realm of energetic fluffing that is largely lacking in the general sex culture of the world today. Explore ways to make your partner feel special. Do meditation together. Buy him a thoughtful gift. Order her takeout at the end of a long day. Leave each other love notes. Decorate your space with candles and flowers. Buy some special cordials or elixirs to share before lovemaking. Dress up in something special and then do a striptease. Buy him his favorite dessert and let him smear it all over your body and lick it off. Rent a hotel room for a night to enjoy fucking in another place outside your home. I'm just giving ideas here to inspire you to think outside the box. Have fun with it. Bring more fun into your fucking. Yeah. Do something different once a week or once a month. Maybe take turns where one person leads one night and then the other person leads next time. Sex can easily become routine in long-term relationships. You have to put effort into maintain a healthy, nourishing, inspiring, fulfilling sex life. Make it like a creative art project, you know? Think of it like that. It's just this ongoing creative art project that you're building together. It's like the most fun homework ever. As a positive byproduct, you will both move out into the world with more radiance, confidence, and security, which will only lead to success in other aspects of your lives as well. Women, it is most likely that you will be the ones leading the show here. This is very important. Take note. Men, for the most part, are not going to take the reins on this one. Just be aware, okay? just hear me out. Take this in. Tune into yourself. What is your special way to inspire and share? What are your strengths in this arena? Not sure? Then it's a great time to explore and learn more about what makes you special and what you have to offer. What brings you joy? What turns you on? Be edgy. What have you always wanted to do and have never done yet? What areas of your inhibitions are you ready to dissolve and move beyond? Does this make you nervous? Intimidated? A bit scared? Excellent! Let any feelings of discomfort be your friend and ally in this type of growth. Follow them and meet them face to face. And through them, become an even more radiant and empowered version of you. Experiment and play. Take a class or read a book or watch some videos if you need to learn some kind of movement, skill, or anything that will give you more tools to work with in however you want to craft your creative love sharing with your partner. In general, women, you are the lead in this case. In whatever way you feel you want to be experiencing a style of lovemaking with your partner that is not already happening, realize this: you are the gatekeeper. You set the tone. You make the rules. The highly likely chances are that your man is game. Even if he meets your invitations with resistance at first, don't let that stop you. Inside, he's more than likely screaming, "Yes, I want that too!" But he's facing his own internal blocks and conditioning that is tethering his sexual expression to a very flat, prescribed construct of sexual morals, most likely based in a past of influence from organized religion, culture, his family, etc. Women, use your voice. It's the #1 key to helping you, your partner, and your relationship rise to new levels of being, expression, and fulfillment. If you can't talk about your sex, then perhaps devote some time for you to deeply consider why that is. Since if that's the case, there is some inner work that you have an opportunity to engage with, to uncover some precious gems laying dormant inside of you. I believe this topic affects our world far beyond the bedroom. I believe this topic affects every aspect of the dynamic between the feminine and masculine playing through us, all speaking in context to these energies existing in every human regardless of their sexual physical anatomy. In all aspects of our lives, in one way or another, every single day, these dynamics are playing out. In my opinion, sexual intimacy in relationship is the most vulnerable way we are able to share ourselves with another person, and it's coupled with the ability to create a new life. That is power. That power is responsible for all of the creation in existence. Sexual creative energy. If we can't ask for what we want in the bedroom, how does that mirror the way that we ask for what we want in other aspects of our life? If we don't feel our needs are being considered and honored during our sex, how does that mirror the way that we go about getting our needs met in our jobs, in our other relationships, in our ability to meet our own needs? If we are not able to be curious and playful and exploratory in our lovemaking, how does that reflect in our day-to-day ability to also express these qualities? I question how shame and guilt placed upon us throughout time regarding sexuality has disconnected us from the way we fully engage the moment with a presence of innocence, confidence, receptiveness, and permission. It is clear to me that women all over the world are beginning to wake up to this surge of feminine power moving through them. Not only to bring strength to that energy, but also to balance, temper, and refine the masculine within, along with the relationships orbiting around them. Noticing this movement brings a thrilling excitement to my heart. Watch out, world. There is an unstoppable force of nature moving through. And while this topic of bedroom culture is just one facet of the way it's developing, it sure is an enticing one to explore. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I'd love for you to leave your comments and your feedback in the section below. And if you want to see more of my blogs, I'm gonna post my website link also in the section below, and you can check them out if you like. And thank you so much for stopping by.